Hi, fifth graders. Hope you're doing fine. I'm going to explain the vocabulary like I do every week. This story is the vocabulary of the story called Amistad Rising. Well, let's begin. The first word is nightfall. So nightfall is the beginning of night. Remember, around at this time of the year, around 6 o'clock, you're going to see that it's starting to get very dark. So it means that it is nightfall. It passes from day to night. To navigate is to steer a ship. You don't drive, you drive a car and you ride a bike, but you navigate a ship. So this is different. In this case, you don't drive a boat, you navigate it. Escorted is to be accompanied. When you are escorted by someone, is that you're going to go somewhere with another person. So in this case, I could give you escorted by a friend. Cinque went to speak to the Spanish sailors. So instead of going alone, he went with somebody. So he was escorted by a friend. So that means he was with that friend. That means he was accompanied with it. To coax is to persuade gently. I've said this word before. To coax somebody is to say, come on. He tries to coax them with gentle gestures and soothing tones. When you coax someone, you're like going to say, come on, let's do this. Let's do this. You're going to try to persuade it. Come on, let's go to the movie. Come on. And the other one says, okay. So you're going to try to persuade that person. Perished means died. So something like here, they say many Africans had perished at the hands of the sailors. So on the boat, here a lot died. If they died, they perished. It is a synonym. Ushered is led to a place by another person. Cinque had the sailors ushered from the deck of the ship to a small cabin by 4 other Africans. That means that it is a person that's going to take you to a certain place. An usher is a person usually that brings you somewhere. So in this case, it is the verb ushered. So let's go with the story. The story is called The Opening Night. It doesn't take much to coax me into attending the theater, especially on opening night. So here, to coax me means it doesn't take much to tell me, let's go out. The first night of a play is the most exciting one. Almost everyone gets all dressed up. The play usually starts after nightfall, so that means it's at night. It's not during the day. In the theater's lobby, you may see dressed up people being escorted into the theater. So usually when you go to a theater, somebody is going to escort you to your seat. I'm careful as I navigate my way through the crowded lobby. In this case, in this way, navigate is going to be, if there are a lot of people, you're going to walk in kind of zigzags to try to pass through because there are a lot of people. When they say crowded lobby, there were a lot of people. So you're going to zigzag across the people. If I'm with someone, I hold hands so we don't lose each other. As I enter the theater, someone will hand me the playbill that tells me about the actors and the play. Then I will be ushered to the seats that are marked on my ticket. So this person will show you where I'm sitting. I expect I will enjoy the play, even though it's one in which all of the main characters will have perished by the end. So this play, they say at the end, all the characters will die. So here, number one, what is another word for nightfall? So usually when we say, remember, we say good morning, and you have good night, but you have to say good night is before you go to bed. Usually when you say, I'm not going to tell you, but I will tell you in class so you remember. But usually we have a word to say, uh, because in Spanish you say buenas noches, but buenas noches is good night. So in this word, I will explain it to you a little bit more in class. What is a word that means to persuade by urging? Come on, come on. That is a vocabulary word. Okay. And remember, I want to go back to number one. If you can't find, you could go in the dictionary and find a synonym of nightfall. Okay, we go to number three now. What does the word navigate mean as it is used in the story? Remember, I explained it. How does he travel? He travels in a certain way. Now they're not in a boat. He is in a crowd. So he navigates around people. So I want you to describe me what navigate means in this short story. What is the difference between being escorted and being ushered? So you have to tell me the difference. So being escorting, look at your vocabulary. Remember that the vocabulary, I explained that you are escorted and you are being ushered. They are a bit different. Escorted, usually you are with somebody, but ushered, somebody is going to bring you. So try to find the difference between these two words. And what does the writer mean when he says he will enjoy the show even if everyone has perished? What is he trying to say? Usually if you go see a show and you say, oh, I'm going to love this show even if everyone perished. What does perish mean? Remember, you're going to think that at the beginning, it's going to be sad. Because remember that I said that perish means that it is to die. So in this case, do you think that it's going to end in a good way? So remember, what does the writer mean when he says he will enjoy the show, even if everyone has perished? So I want your opinion on this, and be careful, because he is still happy of going to see a show that's not going to end well. So that's it for this week. So please be careful and read. The text is very short, but it's a little bit, you need to research. And you're allowed to use any resource. So be careful. Bye. Take care.